Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you all for joining us today for this exclusive fireside chat hosted by FPSB India on unlocking opportunities in diversified fields. So, I'm Sanya Chavan, Manager Certifications and Engagements at FPSB India, and it's my pleasure to host you all for this very exciting session today. So, as financial planning professionals, we often think that our careers are in a linear format. So, serving clients and managing portfolios or building practices. But the world is evolving today, and so are the avenues available for CFP certificates. So, today we are here to explore exactly that how your CFP certification can be a launchpad into unconventional yet impactful domains like media, journalism, and communication. We are joined here by two trailblazing women out here who have not only created their own niche in their own respective fields, but continue to inspire thousands with their voice and work. So, our first speaker needs no introduction in the world of personal finance journalism, Teena Jain Kaushal, who is an editor of personal finance at Business Today. She's a CFP professional and a seasoned multimedia journalist with over 20 years of experience. She writes extensively for Money Today and anchors personal finance shows on BTTV, simplifying complex financial topics to a wider audience. Her bylines span across Financial Express, Money 9, India.com, Mint, India Today, and Outlook Money, covering everything from health insurance to cryptocurrencies. And Tina is deeply committed to financial literacy, using her expertise to empower individuals to make informed financial decisions. And joining her today is a dynamic powerhouse, Amisha Sethi, Senior Vice President, Policy and Communication at FPSB India, who brings over 21 years of global marketing experience across some of the world's top brands. So she's a TEDx speaker, award-winning actor, and a best-selling author of It Doesn't Hurt to Be Nice. Her work has earned her accolades like India's Top 50 Brand Leaders 2012 by Bloomberg and CMO Asia. Before joining FPSB India, she led strategy and marketing functions at Inflect Incorporated, Locus, BlackBerry, AirAsia, Airtel, and more. And she is also an executive scholar from Kellogg School of Management, and her personal journey is just as inspiring, actually. Having been crowned as Mrs. India Worldwide 2021 and winning the Dadasaheb Phalke Award for Best Actress for her film Meher in 2024. So, whether you're an aspiring journalist or simply exploring your ways to amplify your voice as a CFP professional in a public domain, this session is designed to spark ideas, offer clarity, and above all, inspire you to explore what is unexplored. So, without further ado, let's dive into this engaging session. I now hand it over to our speakers here. Amisha, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanya. Hey, Tina. Welcome to the
Hi.
webinar.
Hi, Mitchell. So good to see you.
Likewise, likewise. And so glad that you could take out your time in talking to us today. Personally, I do want to say that I'm in awe of you, the kind of work you have been doing. I have been reading a lot of your articles, and the kind of clarity of thought that you have, I think it's impeccable. And furthermore, that you yourself as a CFP professional, it's so inspirational because you transcend such deep amount of knowledge into everything you write and everything you articulate. So it is absolutely an honor to have a conversation with you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for kind words to you as well as Sanya. I owe a lot to FPSP because my foundation lies in being a CFP. So always be happy to be part of this journey and in connect with the fellow professionals. I will be happy to be part of this today.
Fantastic is the word. So, on that note, let's get started. So, Tina, you have an extensive career in journalism, and you have been moving from one milestone to another when it comes to deep-seated journalism. Were you always passionate about finance, or did you pick this interest in the field gradually over time? What has been your journey?
I give you a bit of my background. I am from Aligarh, a small town in Uttar Pradesh, which is around 110 kilometers from Delhi. So, if in our town there's a central university called AMU, so we all tried to get into that university
Okay.
after completing our schooling, because it's a one central university located in our area. So after I completed my school, like all kids were at that point of time, I was trying to think through which stream is best for me. And when I thought the whole thing, I was like quite sure in my mind that I do not want science in my as my career. So I was like away from maths and especially from biology that time. So my area of interest was either literature or in business side, in the commerce side. So I was like, to answer your question, yeah, I was from the beginning bent towards the numbers, towards commerce side, but I got my admission after school in literature. So from literature, I got myself transferred to BCom, and this is how. Otherwise, if I had not got my transfer to BCom, the journey would have been totally different. Because of BCom, the touch with numbers continued. Though I have love for literature also, but business took over the choice of stream at that point of time. So yeah, I have fascination with numbers, and I am from a business family. So there we have grown up talking about money, and we have seen people dealing with money in my house a lot, and it was a dining table conversation also. So yeah, my first interest was business only.
Ah, excellent. So we have a connect here because I come from a business family too. My father is a businessman, and I can so much relate to these dining table conversations about all about money and all about business. Mein ye ghata ho gaya, this has happened, that has
Right.
happened. So yeah, I can totally relate to it, and yeah, again a common connection of mathematics out there. So yeah, I can relate to it. So cool, awesome. So, how did your idea of becoming a CFP professional happen? Like, how did you decide to pursue the CFP certification, and and I think that's one part of the question, and the other part is that how has it contributed to your career in the media?
So again, after finishing my graduation, I completed my mass comm. So after mass comm, there are too many options, like whether I want to go in print media or I want to go in TV side. So that decision I had to make. So again, whatever the medium is, again you have to have one stream where you have the forte. You need to have forte in one stream. So again, I always wanted to be in the business side of news, like politics and entertainment never fascinated me, though these are very good streams, but it didn't fascinate me at that point of time. So I was always towards the business side of the news. And I for my first job, I traveled to Mumbai. I was in Financial Express. I was a trainee journalist over there. And at that point of time, Amisha, I didn't have any knowledge about stock
Yeah.
markets. So whatever knowledge I had, it was very theoretical kind. It was never practical. So I never traded in stocks. I didn't know how stock markets operate. But I still remember my editor there in Financial Express. She asked me, before I take you as a trainee journalist in Financial Express, you have to go and work with a stockbroker for a month, and then only I will take.
Wow.
Well, actually, I went to a stockbroker. I did a trading for 1 month, and I came back and I told my ma'am that, see, I have got this certificate. You asked me and I've come back. And she's got very like amazed, like why I told this girl without giving any guarantee of a job. And then she went 1 month and came back. So this is how I was eager to learn, like that
Absolutely.
passion, that eagerness was always there. And so after my job in Financial Express, I learned about the financial terms, and that 1 month of exposure was huge. That it gave me a huge exposure to my theoretical part. So I had theoretical plus practical. And after Financial Express, I was in for 1 year. I was in Financial Express. From Financial Express, I moved to Mint. So there, my career in personal finance actually started, and we used to do one long form story every month, every week over there. And gradually I found that I have a lot of interest in personal finance, because personal finance is such a huge field. It's not one thing. Like you can talk about one beat, that I cover infrastructure, or I cover railways, or I cover politics, but personal finance itself has so many things inside it. So in the beginning it was quite overwhelming. You have to write about insurance, you have to write about real estate, you have to write about retirement planning, financial planning. So there I understood that I need something more than my BCom graduation to
Yeah.
have a good background to the knowledge, because when you are writing you have to be sure what you are writing. So this is how my journey to CFP started. And the another story is I was not aware about the CFP course. I was looking something which can give me good background in the financial planning field. So my friend actually, who I used to live with in that at that point of time, she was doing CFP. She was a banker. So she told me one night that she's thinking to pursue CFP. So and we had common interests. Like she also did BCom, I also, and we have like too much talks relating to finance. So we had common interest. So when she said that, and she introduced me to the entire course, everything, and I got fascinated by the course and the study material. I said, this is what exactly I want to learn at this point of time in my career.
Right.
So I also enrolled with her. I owe CFP to my friend also doing it. And,
Lovely.
and the funny part is she didn't complete it, I completed. And I still tease her that you should complete your CFP. But yeah, that was the interesting part. This is how I got into the CFP mold.
Excellent, excellent. So let's talk about how has been your experience and how has CFP certification contributed and impacted your journey as a journalist. And I think the audience here would love to know about your learnings as a journalist and how how the education itself and the what you learned as a CFP professional during the certification and post that as well has contributed to your journey. Yeah.
So I always remember one night I was with a magazine, and we came out with a special issue on retirement planning. It was like how much you should save for your retirement. And we had a panel of all CFPs there. So we had a very good package, and we worked out everything very well. But it was lot of calculations, lot of numbers. You know what is time value, present value, future value, inflation, everything. So that night I couldn't sleep. I was wondering what if any number has gone wrong, what if my calculation is wrong, or something as something which I could have corrected. I has slipped my eyes. But the point was I was not comfortable with numbers at that point of time. I didn't know how to calculate time value, I didn't know how to calculate future value. So that night I decided that yeah, need something I need something. And this is where CFP helped me a lot, because through CFP is you come to know what financial planning is actually, because they it has a very comprehensive course that is given to students. And how retirement has to be calculated, how investment planning has to be done, what is the role of insurance in your life, and then the real life scenarios are given in the final exam. So that was really an eye opener. And this is what helped me in shaping my career also, because CFP, the kind of exposure they give, it's another level. And not only course wise, it also teaches its students the ethical value of being an advisor or being a financial planner. It teaches you about what is the fiduciary relationship. Like it inculcates in you that value. So overall that value has been imbibed in me through CFP. And again, the course is quite comprehensive for everyone.
Awesome, awesome. This is great to hear. This is music to ears. And I think the CFP professionals and people who are hearing us today, I think, Tina, it'll be great to also understand how one can actually pursue a career in media, journalism, financial news arena. With the help of CFP certification. So what happens is you know when you do a CFP certification and you become a certified financial planner professional, you usually end up looking at quintessential conventional roles of being a fund advisor, wealth management, tax planning, estate planning, and so on and so forth, or an investment advisor for that matter. But the way you have carved out your own niche in media and news and in journalism, I think is in itself is an inspirational story. So I think it'll be great to know from your side, like how people can also pursue media and journalism as a career after doing their CFP certification.
Yeah, exactly, Amisha. One can pursue career in journalism after completing CFP because, as you know, that personal finance currently is on fire. We see so much buzz on social media when it comes to personal finance. Like if I talk 10 years or 20 years back, no one was talking about it, but now the buzz has been created around personal finance. So there is lot of scope for personal finance in media also. There is a separate section. It gets lot of traction in all the websites, this particular personal finance section, because people want to know where to invest, where to spend, what are the hidden costs, and what are the changes relating to money, because all everyone is very possessive, I should say, about their money. They want to invest at the right place, and we see so many sad stories about scams and money getting transferred to without knowing, and these fraudsters are everywhere. So there is lot of interest in, I will say, in personal finance, and this can be captured by CFP, by young CFP professionals if they want to join media. And not only personal finance, I will say that it teaches you the business side also. There are so many people who do not have any business background. Like I have a commerce background, but somebody might be coming from literature side in the field of journalism, or only done mass comm. So for them to get acquainted with the business terms, because you get to learn about the at the basic level about the balance sheet and at the profit and loss statements also, and how and what is important when we do the investment analysis. We read many numbers in a very deep level. So this actually helps in, if you want a career in business journalism, CFP can actually be a good supplement to your knowledge, and it can provide a good base. Because Amisha, I see so many youngsters who want to carve a name for them in the field of journalism, but they do not have the basic knowledge. The, to be honest, right now everybody has so many challenges in the job. Like in my time, there was a lot of honing done by the seniors, but now everybody is busy, so they want you right, be prepared and right out of the. So these kind of courses really help you to hone up from the start of your journey, and you are prepared for the corporate world or the media or journalism world when you decide to go. So I think if one wants to do journalism, and in journalism, if one wants to do business or personal finance side, it is a very good course to support the knowledge base.
Excellent, excellent. I think that's great, and good to know your views on business journalism as well, because we always think that it's all about financial news, it's all about financial predictions, it's about deciphering what's going on in the equity market, in the financial trends and algorithms. But business journalism in itself is such a huge opportunity that a CFP professional can look at. So great input on that. And also just another follow up question, that when you go ahead and reach out to media houses, when you go out and reach out to publications, do they also consider this add on, this credential of a CFP certification? Do they expect that?
Yes, yes, of course, respect is given to it, because see, it's a kind of you do not need to prove yourself whether I am like a finance professional or not. When the degree is there, it's a badge you are carrying on your shoulders, so you don't need to explain it anyone. It gives you that mark that you're looking for.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think it really helps if you have this on your CV. It really helps, because if I see somebody doing a CFP or some other professional course, I know the level of that person who is coming to me for the job. So of course it makes a mark, and it gives a weightage to your resume if you have a professional degree in your resume. So yes, it really makes a mark.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, glad to know that. And just to add to this, that we are also increasingly seeing a plethora of opportunities for CFP professionals in the fields like fintech, in education technology, specifically in the business and finance side. Non-traditional sectors are mushrooming big time, especially certain sectors like sustainable finance, strategic finance, for making financial predictions. Again, there's a lot of respect for CFP professionals. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, we were in financial. We were in a FPSB India Summit 2.0, and one of the most pertinent topic that we kept on discussing is what are the newer opportunities for CFP professionals. And something that came up very, very evidently is that it's not just about the conventional roles, but how CFP professionals can actually spread their wings in a plethora of things. It's not restricted to just one: finance, investment, relationship management, but so many other things put together. It's like a concoction of sort, because you're a subject matter expert. You're so knowledgeable, you have a command on what you're talking, and I think that is so important. And what you also mentioned calibrates that you have a command, you have a tag, you have a command, you have the right credentials to be on that pedestal to make suggestions and give your opinion. So yeah, I'm so glad that I'm having this conversation with you, and you're the perfect example for that. Yeah. Super. So, my next question to you is that how important you think is continuous learning and staying updated with new developments in finance, and how do you keep yourself updated? I'm sure people who are listening to us today would love to know that what are your avenues of keeping yourself updated, and what are your ways of continuous learning?
So, Amisha, we are living in a world where we are bombarded with news from all sides.
Yes.
There are newspapers, there are social media handles everywhere. News is an ample from all sources. So we have to be very careful what we are consuming. So whatever social media platform you are following, or whatever newspaper you are reading or magazine you are reading, you should be sure that this doesn't have any agenda. It's neutral, and it's giving us news unbiased. So that is one thing. And I will always say to keep away from fake news. It's good to go at the source of the news and check it. For example, SEBI is there, IIDA is there, and RBI is there. And or you come to or come to portals like Business Today, where we always cross check the news and send it across. And so be careful about what and where you are reading from. And I personally, because I'm a journalist, I always go and check my news. So we have a team also which keep us updated if there's any SEBI circular has come, or RBI circular has come, or IIDA circular, something from the government has come. So these are very authentic sources. So this is how I keep myself updated. And there are many, I should say, many social media people who are very active, and they are very knowledgeable people there. So you should follow those social media handles also. It helps you keep you updated about what is happening in the country.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for those tips. And just to add on, I personally go for fin shots. There's an application called fin shots, and it just gives you in a very, very comprehensive and in a crisp fashion, like whatever the latest thing is happening in your area of interest. So yeah, I totally agree with you. There's no magical formula to it. You have to keep yourself updated in the bestest channel that is more approachable and best suits you. So completely agree with you on that. And I'll come back to the to what we were talking about, making uh, your footprints in media and journalism as a career, I would love to understand, Tina, that what are the, apart from CFP certification and let's say your basic degree in college, let's say mass communication or literature, or let's say even an MBA, what other skills or qualities do you believe are essential for someone who's looking to succeed in the finance media space?
So I would say you will need definitely passion. If you do not have passion for anything, you cannot succeed. So if you whatever you do, if you have passion in that field, you will definitely succeed. So first of all, you should be comfortable with numbers. You should be comfortable in reading balance sheet, profit and loss account. You should be comfortable with how stock markets work, and all these you should have knack for news. You should be like be ready to understand that there are odd hours also. You might be sleeping on a weekend, but suddenly there is some major news, so you will be called and asked to do story. If you're a print media journalist or if you're video, you might be asked to go on the field. So timing is something I will say that you have always to always be on your toes if you are coming to this medium. And I will say that it's very fulfilling kind of profession. All it needs is passion, and if you want the business side, then definitely your comfort with numbers, and you should have deep knowledge. It's not that superficial that you look at the P&L and say this company is lost. You have might have to go 5 years back and understand why this company is back, because some industry might be capital intensive, like insurance industry. It's very capital intensive, so break even occurs after 10 years. So you look at the balance sheet and profit and loss for the first 2 years and say no, it is like not good company. So we have to understand how different industries work, and for different industries there are different ratios that you have to keep in mind. For textile industry it might be different ratios. For insurance industry it might be different ratios. So you whatever field you are covering, or whatever beat you are covering, you have to know the nuances of that beat. And that this is what makes you stand out from others in the market, or makes you stand out from competitors. So I will say, yeah, you should have passion, you should have deep knowledge of the subject, and as you said, you need to constantly keep yourself updating. So if you think you know everything already, this is how the downfall starts. So I have my seniors who are very seniors, and still they will behave like they know nothing. So this is how we also learn that
Yes.
knowledge is huge and vast. You need to have that knack for learning. Always that curiosity should always be there. It should never die. That
So
curiosity is will take you very far in your life.
absolutely, Tina. And I can't agree more with you. In fact, I'm an actor as well, and just drawing parallels, that the first thing that I learned from one of the legendary actors is that I was in a workshop of Mr. Anupam Kher when I started my journey in acting. And the only thing that struck me so well is that you have to forget that one, you are an actor, because every project is a new project, and you have to just take it the way it is. And similarly, like here, every day is a new day, and you have to keep yourself updated, because if you're not updated, if you're not on top of what is happening currently, then your knowledge is redundant, your knowledge is like in the past. So yes, of course, you can use your wisdom and experience in formulating and strategizing, but definitely you have to be updated all the time. So yeah, I totally agree with you, and I second that. Also, I think another interesting thing, which I'm sure the CFP professionals who are listening to us today would be wondering, that how do we even start? And just wanted to give like a quick note on that, that you can actually start by microblogging, by blogging on your own channel. For example, if you're having a LinkedIn channel, or let's say if you come up and create your own channel on medium.com, and you can start sharing your views. You can start sharing your views on a certain certain very important topics with respect to finance, through green finance, sustainable finance, strategic, whatever your views are. Let's say if you want to have a certain view on equity market, you can go ahead and share that for public consumption, and that can be your starting point. And if you are, let's say, reaching out to a elite media publication, you can actually share that piece with them, that hey, I have written this blog on LinkedIn, and I have written this blog on, let's say, medium.com, and you can follow me here. And they can get a quick assessment of your writing skills and your opinions, and then they can take on from there. You can be quoted in a magazine, you can be quoted in a newspaper. So yeah, I just thought I'll add this. Yeah.
In fact, Sanya, you have very interesting journey. Sorry, yeah,
Amisha.
Amisha, you have very interesting journey. Like from acting to FPSB, you should like you are also role model for all these CFP professionals, I should say.
Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I love living a diversified, multicolored life. I'm like, I cannot live a black and white life. I need to have different colors, and I try to live the colors together spontaneously and simultaneously. So yeah, I think that's the fun part of life. Yeah.
Got it.
Awesome. So let's talk about just before I wrap it up and open the forum for questions. One last question is, what is any particular advice that you can give for people who are want to look apart from the specific roles in finance and in investments and so on and so forth? Any particular advice, like any advice that, hey, you know what, you can cut loose, and you can definitely have your bread and butter business going simultaneously, but you can also do this. So any advice on that? Any final advice, Tina?
I will say that there is a lot of scope for financial planning because at times we know we start our investment, but we don't do goal based investing. So just a financial plan is very important, not irrespective of where you are investing or how you are investing. Just tell me like this. Everybody wants, there's this concept of fire these days. Everyone wants to retire at 45, but is it practical to retire at 45? Maybe not, because if you are retiring at 45, it's the peak time of your career. So how, and I've seen people who have retired and they have fallen short of their retirement corpus. So financial planning, if you can do simply financial planning, that will also be very very helpful for your friends, for your, you can start for doing your friends, your family, and introduce them to this concept of goal based investing. That is very good for, and I will also say for bankers, we know how mis-selling is rampant in the banking section
Absolutely.
sector. So this fiduciary role has to be inculcated in it. So this is where FPSB can play a major role in inculcating that ethical value in all the employees out there who are selling. And I will say that, and I will also say, I was like a few days back, my son has done Olympiad in person finance, and I was amazed that somebody has actually done the total curriculum of personal finance, and it was a very small book, thin book, but very nicely curated with all
Lovely.
personal finance that a child of 13 14 years should know. So I was very happy, like somebody who has collated all the important factors. So these are so many small things on the sidelines that people have been doing. So I was impressed by it. So always be on the lookout, and you have ample opportunities around.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is so great. In fact, I'm going to take a copy of that personal finance booklet from you if you can.
Sure,
This
sure, I
is
will share. I will
this is
share.
fantastic to hear. I think we should be also looking at it some point in time. Yeah, perfect, awesome. So before I open for questions, I wanted to do something fun here today, and this is the first time that we are doing a rapid fire for somebody as a guest here. But we'll do a quick five rapid fire questions, and you can answer me as soon as I ask you. So no thinking time here,
I will try my best.
and then we can move on to questions. Lovely. Okay. So very quick one. Your favorite Bollywood actor?
Shah Rukh Khan. Always Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Your favorite comfort food?
Kadi chawal.
Okay, lovely.
Non-vegetarians
Tina's
won't like my answer.
okay, it's all right. Even I'm a vegetarian, so I think all of us do like veg food too. So Tina's one-liner about her life.
One line about my life. It's full of challenges, and I try to overcome all of these challenges.
Lovely.
My life motto is be happy and keep the people around you happy.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. High five on that.
High five.
Lovely, lovely. The place on the planet you will retire from.
Uh, if I am given that choice, I'll retire from the beaches in Kerala.
Ah, nice. Lovely, lovely. Okay, last one and a tricky one. Money or love?
Oh, both are important. Both are important. This is really tricky one. This is see, both are needed to have a very fulfilling life. If you have love and not no money, then also it becomes very difficult. And if you have all
True,
money and no love, so that's where some balance needs to be done. And
true.
I think CFP can play a role in balancing love and money. Both are important.
A good
Somebody,
one.
I remember I read a line that if you cry in your Mercedes, it might give you less pain than crying in some auto. So it many makes a difference.
Right, right. But the point is, you're still crying. So,
So yeah, point is you're still crying. You will cry. Money might help you.
awesome, awesome. Oh, this was a wonderful conversation. It was like a breeze, and so happy to have this conversation with you. There are a lot of interesting questions, and in fact, if time permits, we should take each one of them. So, over to you, Sanya, to go ahead and ask questions.
I thoroughly enjoyed the last part as well. It was a pleasure knowing this side of you, Tina, for the first time. It was a nice segment to start with, Amisha.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Anya. I was also taken surprise by this section.
Yeah.
Completely on time.
That makes it more interesting, no?
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll quickly take these questions that have landed on our Q&A tab. So I'll just, club a few questions here and there as well because they are pertaining to the same query that they have. So firstly, if at all someone who doesn't have a background in mass comm or someone who comes from an engineering background and is a CFP certificate, so how can that person start his, just do like for a beginner as well, how he can start his career in journalism, as well as for mid role levels. So we have a few people
So
who have already started their career in finance and probably they have interest in journalism. So something like that. If you
Yeah.
can,
So one can start by writing some columns or some stories. Like so many stories are outsourced also. So if you have interest, you can be doing freelancing for for media houses. There are freelancers also. Somebody not on the payroll but writing regularly and doing some other work also. So that's one of the ways to contribute to a media house. Or you can write freelancers are generally paid. Columns depends on the organization to organization and who are the contributors. Initially there might not be payment, but gradually it might be there. So this is how you move one step at a time, but it gives a lot of credibility and name to the work that you are doing. So I will say you can start by if you want a media house, you can start by freelancing, or you can start by giving a column if you already have substantial base on social media. If you have made a name for yourself, this is how you can start contributing towards journalism.
that's great. And that answers a few questions here. And also, if someone who is from, say, BFSI industry and worked in the role for sales and products, so how that person will be, accepted in the field of media and journalism apart from blogs and writing articles, something like that, as a career, directly working with the media houses,
So
something
I
like
will
that.
say that you have to bring something very authentic on the table. Say if somebody from the side is there, so they can give some side on what kind of products are selling in the market, or what are the mis-selling practices happening in the market, something that touches the chord with the readers. But again, I will say that columns are accepted and articles are accepted, but something, it should be something not just writing for the sake of writing. It has to be something new, because there are a lot of articles in the market. You have to ask yourself this question: what new am I writing, and what new am I giving to the readers? Unless and until you are giving something new which is not known, or some good storytelling you are doing, then there are chances of your article getting published. So you have to see what is the trend in the market. Like if I talk about gold is the buzzword today. It has crossed the 1 lakh mark. So something on gold at this point of time will all media house be interested. So you have to look at the trend also, what is the trend in the market, and accordingly write. And you should bring some value to the article, right? Because I get so many articles, but at times there is no value to those articles. So whatever you are writing, try to give something deeper and value to the readers, I will say.
Okay, and we also have a direct question here, as in, I just quote the entire thing. I am a practicing CFP with over 18 years of experience dealing with clients in the personal finance space. I wish to be quoted in the media, in magazines or newspapers with some valuable inputs and insights wherever I can. What do you suggest? How should I go about it? I
I
think that person needs your contact, is what I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I am there on LinkedIn. I'm there on Twitter.
Yes.
So I am very much available, and you can send me a message, and I'll get in touch with you, because 18 years is a lot of experience on the table. So it will help, because we also do stories, and we also want to quote people. We also need experts on the subject. So whatever, whenever the person's knowledge base matches the kind of story I am doing, I will be very happy to connect.
That's really great, Tina. Thank you so much for that. And one last question. What is there in this certification, CFP certification, which can act as a pull factor for the women of this country?
Uh, See, I think women can be really good financial planners, and we see how women are good when it comes to managing their house, and how they do their shopping, and how much particular they are about spending spending every part of the money that is given to them by their husband. So if, and they saying also that if you give money to a man, or if you give a money to a woman, you see that most of the productive activities are done by women. So if you give women in the money in the hands of women, they will go and buy eggs for their children, they'll go and buy milk for their children, they will do some buy some extra vegetables. But men will go and splurge mostly on alcohol or some other. But it's a study which says that women tend to spend on more productive activities, and that's why we are seeing so many benefits are given to women these days. So this is the direct impact. So if women can have a very good scope in CFP, because they can be excellent fund managers, so they can be excellent financial planners. So because it is inculcated in them, it's only that they need to hone it. Because what we have seen is they are just managing everything with a small amount of money. But now it is time that women should come forward and take control of their finances. Now, 10 years back, women were really not at all participating in money making decisions, but now somehow some interest has been generated, because there's so much talks about it. So women also have started becoming comfortable when we have women fund managers also in the industry. So women have started making their mark in the finance world. So CFP can be a very good platform for all the women students, I will say.
That's great. Thank you for that. Amisha, you want to add something before we
Yeah.
conclude?
Yeah, Sanya, I wanted to conclude. Just before we conclude, I wanted to answer two tough questions which are being highlighted by anonymous attendee, and I do want to take that up. There's
Okay.
one question that Amisha, how much acting should a CFP professional learn to to run the profession or business better? Well, my humble answer is you do not have to learn acting to be better at CFP professional, because your certification in itself is a testimony to the fact that you're great, you're fantastic, and you're on top of your knowledge. And if you continuously develop, if you continuously learning, and you will learn the art of leveraging what you have learned, and if you're true to your clients, and if you are you're keeping your ethics in place, you do not really need to act. You can leave the acting to actors like us. Yeah. And there is one more tough question, and let me take that as well. Oh, has this person deleted that question? One second. Okay, yeah. So there's a question about what are your thoughts on CFA versus CFP battle? Actually, there is no battle. CFA is a completely different stream, and CFP certification, a certified financial planning certification, is completely different, where one focuses on accountancy and corporate finance, and the other one is completely different, focusing on personal finance and financial planning for individuals and firms. So very different streams altogether. So there is no apple to apple comparison here. They're very different, and hence there's no battle here. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Amisha, for answering them. I was refraining to do that, but yes, thank you for taking that out. We can now conclude the webinar. I'll just do my closing remarks here. So thank you so much, Teena and Amisha, for that deeply insightful and motivating conversation. You have truly shown us how powerful and versatile our financial planning profession is, and where it can be applied in these diverse platforms. And to all our attendees, thank you so much for joining us today and for being an integral part of FPSB India's professional community. So before we wrap up, I'm excited to share a little teaser here. FPSB India will be hosting the International Conference for Financial Planning on 22nd July 2025 in New Delhi, and with FPSB's APAC affiliates flying in across from Asia Pacific, gathering in India for the very first time. So it promises to be an unforgettable global learning and networking experience, and registrations will open by next month. So stay tuned for updates. And I would also like to share that those looking for their CPD points, the recording of the video will be uploaded to your learning portal very soon. And additionally, a video will also be uploaded on our official YouTube channel. So for broader access by tomorrow, so you can access it there and share it with your network. So stay connected, stay informed, and continue your journey in this dynamic world of finance. So have a great day. We can conclude this webinar now.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Teena. Thanks a lot once again. And thank you, Sanya.
Thank
And
you,
thank you,
Amisha. Thank you
everyone
so
who
much.
attended this webinar. Thank you.